I had a dream last night. I dreamt I was a bird, you know, and I flapped my wings and flew up in the trees.
What was you? A big fat owl?
No, eagle, I think. It was something big, innit, Rod?
Well, you'd hardly been a budgie, would you? Not even a parrot. Parrots are bright.
Since when have we eaten apricot jam?
Our Polly given me last time I were there.
Why, did you get an insurance policy or something?
No. Damien pinched them off the plane when they went to Benidorm, bless him. Only none of them eats jam.
I'm not eating any Spanish leftovers.
No, but you'd eat English fish and chips, wouldn't you? And sup English ale, sat in an English deck chair on English sand, in English flaming sunshine.
Hey?
Look, if you'd won that Super Brain contest, that's what the first prize would have been. Free weekend in one of Newton and Ridley's pubs in the Isle of Man.
I wouldn't have won it. And you know what, it was quarter-finals.
Correction, Stanley. You would have been in the quarter-finals if you hadn't gone and beggared your chances by getting paralytic and going to the wrong flaming pub.
Honest, I was told it was a king's head. I'll swear on the Bible.
Here, don't you bring religion into this. You're in enough trouble as it is. So now it'll be Bet Lynch what'll be flaunting her suntan along Douglas Prom.
Only if she wins it.
Oh, she'll win.
It's not English, though, is it? It's Manx.
What is?
The Isle of Man.
I don't know about Super Brain, Stanley. I think your flaming dream were right. Bird brain's much more suitable.
Morning, Hilda. Spotted any bargains?
Just glancing in.
I'm here to buy. I thought I'd treat myself to something really tasty for the semi-finals of the Super Brain competition. You heard I'd won through, did you?
Sheer fluke, in my Stan's unfortunate absence.
I shan't care whether it's a fluke or a flitting when I'm stuck in my ice cream cornet on Uncle Ned.
What do you think of that plunge line alternate top there in the right-hand corner? Reduced to £1.95.
Yeah, it's okay. Hardly you, though.
Oh, no. I was thinking for you, for semi-finals. Well, you'll need summer to distract the other competitors, won't you, if you're to stand out at the chance? I mean, it's not as if you're likely to win by brain power, is it, Chuck?
It won't do up. You only bust it.
They're a size 14, it says on the label.
Oh, you're a size 18 and
Yeah,
then
you'd
you'd
be breathing in.
Just to please your husband
At 150, mind you, if you want to drive him berserk, you'll have to pay a bit more. Now this I would have had myself if it had gone anywhere near me. I mean, it's worth £1 just for the price of the wool, isn't it?
Can I just have a root?
Well, why not? Everybody else is. How are you going on with Twiggy?
Going slowly insane.
Oh, tell her to try rent a tent. No, that's marvellous. Hey, them broderie Anglaise smock tops you got in the window, have you one in my size? All one size, Hilda, on the back rail. £3.50 and worth double. Smock tops? She must be joking.
Didn't.
Hey, what do you think of this? Does it suit me? Or is it a bit too young, would you say? I want your honest opinion now.
Terrific.
Honest? Well, it is half price and it's somewhat a bit different to what I usually wear. I thought it might give me a bit of a boost, you know what I mean? Yeah, well, if you think so, I'll take it. Well?
Yeah, it's all right.
Is that all you can say?
Not enough salt, though.
Ah, Stan.
But I'm not complaining, mind you. I mean, you can make shepherd's pie. You've made shepherd's pie now for the last 30 years, haven't you?
Stan,
Oh.
do you ever look at me?
Sure.
When?
Well, I'll tell you. I don't walk about with my eyes shut, you know.
Well, you might just as well for all the flipping notice you take.
Oh, is it new?
Oh, is it new? Yeah, it is new. Bought it this morning at Sylvia's to cheer myself up a bit for you letting me down with that Isle of Man holiday.
I'd have never have won it.
Oh, well, we'll never know now, will we? Any road, the subject's closed.
Good.
Well, is that all you've got to say?
Very good.
About me smock.
Well, it's different.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. Bit of a new image, yeah? I mean, you're never too old for a change, are you? And it was a bargain. Half price. So what do you think, then? Do you approve? You don't think it's a bit too young for me, do you, Chuck?
No, well, I mean, if Liz Taylor can wear jeans...
Oh, well, that's what I mean. I mean, just 'cause you're past 35 don't mean to say you've got to settle for crossover bodices, does it?
Oh.
So what do you say then?
Well, it's,
Yeah?
It's half price, you say? Hey, good girl.
You have to be a bit bold every so often, don't you? Make what they call a dramatic change.
Well, it's certainly a change, Mrs. Ogden.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. Bit different to my usual summer cardy.
Well, what I mean is that normally, by the time we get to a certain age, we do have a pretty good idea of what suits us.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I mean, now take me in yellow. I can't wear yellow. Drains all the colour out of me. Well, I'm glad it meets with anonymous approval.
Got it at Sylvia's, did you?
Yeah, mind you, she's got some right old rubbish there and all. Oh, you have to pick and choose. She'll palm anything off on you.
Does Mr. Ogden like it?
Well, he seems to, yeah. Although you know what men are, they never say out. That's why I wanted your opinion.
Our honest opinion.
Oh, well, of course, not much use else.
Yeah, well, in that case, look, somebody's got to tell, and if you two are scared...
Tell me what?
Well, you know what folks are going to say if you go out like that, besides laughing behind your back?
Yeah.
Well, they're going to say mutton dressed as lamb.
I see. You two agree with her?
Look, I'm not being bitchy, Mrs. Ogden. It's just that, well, I see you look ever such a lot nicer in stuff that's, well, more suitable for you. I mean, you can have a change without going to extremes.
In there, I'll take it serious.
Of course you would, Stanley.
I don't bear any grudges, but I think I should be there. I'm in training.
Were you very disappointed, love?
No, but Hilda was. I think it's gone to her head. Came home today looking like Widow Twanky.
Well, you should have got the address right and gone to the proper pub, shouldn't you?
I did.
You obviously didn't.
I did. I swear I did.
Stanley, you don't suppose you've been nobbled, have you?
What do I do that for?
Well, be sent to the wrong pub, deliberate like.
Don't look at me, sweetheart.
No, I'm not putting any doubts on anybody, but he seems to think there's something funny going on. I mean, and Stan would know one pub from another, especially Stan.
But why would they do that? I wasn't making a fool of myself. I wouldn't... Oh, so that's it. You're afraid I'll let you down?
Oh, Stan, I mean, nobody thought that you...
Oh, yes, they were. The old story of the Ogdens. The Ogdens are rubbish. You wait till Hilda hears this. Just you flaming wait!
Len, have I got a big mouth?
You've got a big mouth, Elsie.
Somebody upset Mr. Ogden?
Oh, he'll get over it. He's gone rushing off to Hilda for ale and sympathy.
Oh, dear. I doubt if she'll give him much comfort.
It's quieting down a bit now, thank goodness. It's been blue murder all morning.
Honestly, anybody would think I were behaving like a spoiled kid the way them two were going on. I mean, it's the principle of the thing.
Men is just born selfish, that's all.
Yeah, they want it all their own way.
So much for liberation.
It's a farce.
They still get their own road, walk all over
And
it.
expect us to be grateful.
I'm not getting married, I'm being nobody's slave. So anyway, what happened?
Oh, he's gone to the stamp shop to get it.
At card table?
No, sunbed. That's what I've come in for. See if you've got any nice bikinis or some shorts I could pick up. He's going to do the garden up as well.
Hello, Mrs. Ogden. Come back for more of our irresistible bargains.
I've come to change this.
I beg your pardon.
It's highly unsuitable, it doesn't fit, and it scratches me.
You want to change it?
That's what I said.
I'm afraid not.
Oh, yeah, but this was a mistake.
Your mistake, Mrs. Ogden. Nobody forced you.
You told me it suited me.
I see it, and someone else told you it didn't.
Lot of people said I looked like mutton dressed as lamb.
Oh, so you've worn it then?
No, of course I not wore it.
So how did these people see you in it to give you their opinion?
Well, I just slipped it on for a minute or two, in the house like.
Oh, and all these people just happened to be passing through at the time.
Can I have my money back or can't I?
No! Apart from it being a firm rule at sale time, we couldn't possibly give you exchange or credit on that. It's definitely been worn, no question, practically second hand.
Look, I'm not talking to the monkey. Where's the organ grinder?
Eh?
Elsie Howard calls herself manageress, doesn't she?
She is manageress.
Right, well, I'll talk to her.
She'll only say the same as me.
I stand on my rights to go to an higher authority.
You can go to Prince Philip if you like. No skin off my nose, but Elsie's not here.
Where is she?
Gone for a dinner.
I see. Well, I'll be glad if you'd inform her that there's one highly unsatisfied customer waiting for her attention. Inform her that I'll be back, and I shall expect full retribution. Is that clear?
Absolutely, Mrs. Ogden. I can't wait.
Stan, have you got any intention?
No.
Because if you have, just take a look at that clock.
What are you on about?
I'm just saying, have a look at the time on that clock. Now, call it a lie if you like.
You're never happy, are you? You're never happy unless you're on about something.
Well, I must have spent most of my life delirious since I married you, then. Flaming delirious.
I will save it for them. They upset you. Save it for them.
Oh, don't you worry yourself. I'm going to have satisfaction.
And give me a rest.
Give you a rest?
Yeah.
Look, it were hardly coming up to 12 when you come in for your dinner, and now it's nearly gone 3. Mind you, I do understand you're difficult. I mean, what with your dinner breaks and your cups of tea and your flitting in and out the rovers and putting your bets on and filling your bucket everywhere, you're hard pushed to find time to fit in a rest, aren't you? And what are you doing with that shoe?
I'm pushing a poker down it, aren't I?
What for? Is there a nail stood up?
It pinches my little toe.
Well, you'll not fix it with the poker.
I'm pushing the leather out.
Ah, Stan, them's your new shoes. What do you want to go and wear your new shoes to work for?
They let in me other ones.
Well, it doesn't matter, it's not raining. Oh, you'll have now decent.
Come here.
Look, what you buy 'em for if they pinch you?
They didn't pinch in shop.
They must have done.
They didn't. Otherwise I wouldn't have bought them.
But you have bought 'em.
Well, then why did you buy that blouse? Ridiculous, isn't it? You can't talk, can you?
Oh, ridiculous, is it?
Yeah. Then why are you taking it back?
I'm taking it back. Why is it ridiculous?
Now listen.
Go on, I want to know. Tell me why it's ridiculous.
It's a kid's blouse. Not for a woman of your age. Well, isn't that right? Well, then why are you taking it back?
I'm taking it back because it's not a satisfactory garment.
Yeah.
And if you've got any comments to make about mutton or lamb or aught else like that... Oh, now look what you've made me do.
Can I try that green one on again, love?
Certainly, madam.
Oh, don't chuck 'em down like that, love.
I'm just not sure.
I think you were right with the first one, madam.
You know, I think you got something there.
Yes, well, always trust your instincts. Give her whatever it was and take her money. I've told you before, first thing they pick, 9 times out of 10, that's the thing they'll take.
Yeah, I know.
No, you don't know, but I do, and I'm taking the trouble to teach you this job. Now, are you interested or are you not?
Well, as a job, what do you get out of it? Set varicose veins and a detailed knowledge of the human armpit.
What's the matter with you?
I don't know, I feel down.
Well, do you want a couple of aspirins?
No.
Well, pull your knickers up then, and let's have a bit of life out of you.
Oh, here's me friend with a smock. And don't let her fool you, she's been wearing it.
Oh, afternoon, Mrs. Howard. I'm glad you're here.
Oh, I'm very pleased to see you, Mrs. Ogden. Can I help you?
Yes, I think you can, Mrs. Howard. I think you can.
Well, do let me try.
It's just that your assistant doesn't understand the first principles of trade.
Well, she's only new, Mrs. Ogden.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. I thought it's no use bothering. I'll come back when there's somebody in authority.
I see. This was bought here.
I told you she brought it back and I said she
Miss
couldn't.
Potter, please. Mrs. Ogden, is this garment defective in any way?
Oh, wait, no, not the garment itself. No, it's just the style. It's not satisfactory.
I see.
It's not been worn at all.
Oh, yes, it has. You've been wearing it.
It's been worn in this shop just to try it on.
You've
that's
been
all.
seen wearing
Miss
it.
Potter, please. I've known Mrs. Ogden a very long time, a lot longer than you.
Ah, well, it's been a good few years. There's no denying.
Yes, and if she says it's not been worn, then it's not been worn, and that's good enough for me.
Like you say, she's new. She doesn't understand the first principles. Not got much idea of good manners, neither.
No, but Mrs. Ogden, be fair. She's only obeying the instructions.
Instructions?
Yes. You see, it says up there, we regret no money can be refunded or sale goods exchanged.
Ah, well.
Now then, what's this marked down in the sale?
Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't notice whether it was or not.
It's not a point I'd stick on, Mrs. Ogden.
Oh, well, of course, if you say it was marked down, then I'll accept that.
Oh, well, I think Mrs. Ogden's been very reasonable, Gail. Very reasonable indeed. You can exchange it for anything else in the shop.
Oh, very reasonable yourself.
Anything else, that is, with the same mark on, and that keeps our records straight, you see.
What mark?
Well, you see, when we have goods that haven't been worn in the shop, we put a special mark on. It's sort of in the shape of an iron, only brown, see, like that. Now, if you can find anything else with a mark like this on in the shop, you can exchange it.
You trying to make a monkey out of me?
Now, would I do that, Hilda?
Because if you're trying to say that's been ironed, it's the first I've heard of it.
Oh, come on now, Hilda. Be fair. We've all had our fun.
What kind of way is that to talk to a customer?
Gail, I think that customer of yours is in trouble.
Look, am I supposed to be talking to myself or what? Oh. I've not done, you know. I've not done by a long chalk. Look here, Elsie Tanner, or whatever you call yourself. I'm a customer in this shop, and I want my rights.
Oh, go home, Hilda.
Right, that does it. I want to speak to the management.
I am the management.
I'll talk to the captain, not the ship's captain.
Oh,
Please, please.
not on anything.
I don't think so.
Well, if she has, she'll pay for it. Now go and give her a key and tell her to shove it down her back.
Look, you're not going to duck out of this, you know. I want to speak to the owner.
Oh, that's smashing. As long as you stop bothering me. Now go.
I want to speak to the owner, and I'm stopping here until I do.
Well, you'll have a long wait then. She's not due until 5 to 6.
Right, I'll come back. And don't think you've got off with this. Don't think that for 1 minute. No danger. I'll be back.
You see, love, sometimes this job is worth it just for the amusement you get. How's your nose, madam?
How are we going, then?
I'm not bothered. I should be in it.
Well, you get nowhere complaining.
Herbert Siddle's got United.
Does he know as much as you?
Don't know. Well, we could go and find out, eh?
Miss Lynch. You passed on 2. Birth of a Nation was made by D.W. Griffiths, and Anthony Perkins' hobby in Psycho was taxidermist. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good, lovey, very good.
And your name, sir?
Herbert Siddall.
Answering questions on?
Manchester United.
Right. Beginning as from now. In what year did Manchester United first win the FA Cup?
1909.
Everybody knows that.
One time the team played home matches not at Old Trafford, but at another ground. Where?
Main Road.
Listen, them hooligans, who let them in?
Winner of this semi-final, Herbert Siddall.
Thank you.
Was it? Well, I mean, was it? Oh, and to think we could have been going to the Isle of Man. Never mind, you did very well.
Oh, what do you want?
Oh, let's have a bit of civility. As befits me status as a customer, not to mention my age.
Why should I be civil to you?
Huh?
Well, look, it was you that put it about the girl's been in trouble with the police for shoplifting. She's worried about getting the sack. Do you know that?
I wasn't talking about her.
Well, who were you talking about?
Oh, no names, no liable actions. But she knows who I meant, all right.
I'm off. I've left your custard tart and a cup of tea.
Oh, Ta. Hey, tell girl not to do anything daft, won't you?
Well, I'll clock her one if she does. Ta-ra.
Oh, Mrs. Howard.
Hilda.
What?
Oh, never mind. What's the point? It'd be like water off a duck's back. There's no you can do with natural ignorance except smother it.
Well, at least I've never been had up in court for thieving.
Ah.
Sorry, we're closed for dinner.
Oh, hey! I want a tin of stew beef for Stan's dinner. He'll be home in a minute. Come on, open this door. I'll report you if you don't. You can't just close a shop like that for such a thing as statute opening times, you know.
The only thing you're going to be looking forward to soon is marriage. Oh, whatever happened to the gala was going to turn into an hurricane and end up chairman of the coal board. Bye.
Hello, kid. Haven't you been for your dinner yet?
I didn't feel like it, did I?
Oh, come on. Don't go moody on me. A moody kid I don't need, because I've had my share.
Sorry.
Has Madam been in yet?
No.
Oh, I don't know. If there was any justice, she'd be Elsie Howard and I'd be Sylvia Matthews. I don't know. I expect I've done 10 times as many women hours as she's done. I've never been off my feet. Talk about the dignity of labour. Do me a favour, the stupidity of labour. Oh, put the kettle on, kid, before I start to yell. Seem to be filling up a lot lately.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Howard. Business been brisk, I hope and trust. I've just bought myself a new car, and something's got to pay for it.
By heck, she's got a nerve. That one has.
You notice you never spoke to me.
Oh, Gail, don't start that
well,
again.
she didn't. Oh, I'm packing it in. I'm not having her ignoring me.
Hang about. I'll go and see her about
Won't make
it.
any difference.
Just hang about, will you?
I got myself such a pretty dress at Margaret Reed's. Well, I thought if I've got a new car, I might as well live up to it. What do you think?
Very nice.
Isn't it? A snip at £54. I look marvellous in it. 20 years younger.
Sylvia?
Yes?
Gail's just been telling me that you've been asking her questions. Questions like, has she ever been in trouble with the police?
That's right.
Well, she's a little upset, not unnaturally.
Oh, I don't see why.
Well, she thought that you thought that Hilda Ogden was referring to her.
Well, she had to be referring to somebody. That's if she was speaking the truth. And Gail did come without references.
As a matter of fact, Hilda was referring to me.
Pardon?
I said she was referring to me. You see, she's a next-door neighbour of mine, and she knows all my business. She also knows that I was up in court once for shoplifting. She knows also that the case was dismissed, but she never mentions that. She's like that, you know.
Well, this is something of a shock. I don't mind telling you. I thought I was such a good judge of character.
I said the case was dismissed.
Why? On what grounds? Mrs. Howard?
Lack of evidence, but it doesn't really...
Evidence? Really? Well, I suppose you could say that of the dog who steals the weekend joint. He's usually eaten the evidence, hasn't he? But it doesn't actually prove him...
Well, go on, Sylvia.
Well, innocent, dear. I'm not saying that you weren't innocent, completely innocent.
Well, what are you saying, then?
That it was all very unfortunate for somebody in the trade to be accused of shoplifting. I mean, you must see that. It's embarrassing, to say the least.
Very well. I'll go now. I'll save you any further embarrassment. You can send me cards on.
Has she sacked you?
No, I've quit. I'll see you at home. And don't you go doing anything daft.
Never has liked me as that woman.
So you keep saying.
Ah, yeah, well, it's a guilty conscience, isn't it? I mean, you never do like folk while I've got your number and can see through you. Oh, and I've got her number all right, no danger.
Who are you talking about?
Never you mind.
Well, I wish you'd go somewhere else and talk about them. Instead of standing there mumbling to yourself like old Mother Riley.
Look, you can't turn me out of this pub for talking to myself, Betty Turpin. Any road, I'd a lot sooner talk to myself than a lot of folk round here, you included.
Yes, well, wait till you want serving again. Perhaps you'll talk to me then.
Well, I can always make signs, can't I?
Ooh, you know, I'll murder that woman.
What you call argumentative, isn't she?
Not what I call her.
That's what folks call me.
What?
Argumentative.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm only sticking up for me rights.
You must admit you get a lot of folks' backs up doing it, Albert.
Anybody who sticks up for the rights is bound to, aren't they?
You're doing it now.
Doing what?
You're arguing.
Well, you started it.
I never did.
You did. You called me argumentative.
Well, she called it Hilda.
Oh, well, it was her who started it.
Oh,
then.
shut up, will you, pair of you? I've come in here for a quiet drink. And get all arguments I want with Mavis at shop.
Oh. Hey, Fred, you're back. Is it all right, lovey?
4 stitches.
Oh, you poor soul.
4 stitches is note.
Hey, how did you do it?
Cut it on a piece of broken bottle.
Ah, would you like me to kiss it better?
Yeah, if you like.
No, thanks. I can't stand smell of blood.
Pity. Is Mrs. Walker about?
Oh, she's retired to her boudoir. Limp with fatigue, according to her.
I'll go through and tell her I'm
Okay,
back.
good.
Hey, he thought I meant it, didn't he? Kiss it better.
Yeah.
Can I have another light ale, please?
Oh, you spoke to me.
Only in the way of business, not in any social capacity.
Oh, dear.
Have a light ale, please?
Yes, in a sec.
Oh, take your time, you usually do.
Excuse me a minute.
Hold your coat.
I want a word with you.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I believe you said 1 or 2 things about me to Mrs. Matthews.
I don't know any Mrs. Matthews.
The woman that owns Sylvia's shop, you know who I mean.
Oh, yeah, well, what about it?
Yeah. Well, I'd like you to say to my face what you said to her about me.
I don't know what you mean. I've got better things to do than go around talking about you.
She told me that you said to her that she was employing a shoplifter.
Oh, no, definitely not. She's got it all wrong.
Oh, well, in that case, perhaps you wouldn't mind going down to that shop with me and repeating what you said in front of me.
I'll do no such thing.
Because you're a liar, that's why.
Now, don't you go browbeating me, Elsie Tanner. If I did say anything to that woman, I didn't say no more than the truth.
You and your evil tongue, you want locking up and the key throwing away. You've lost me my job, you have.
Well, that's your hard luck.
I thought I heard voices. I hope you ladies are not having an altercation.
And just what do you mean by that, Hilda?
Well, there's your dentist, for one, if we're talking about folk wanting locking up.
Please.
It's very obvious to me when he learns his habits.
What are you saying? I could swing for you, Hilda.
Yeah, and enjoy
Ladies, please, if you want to have a fight in here, give us a few days' notice. We'll get some tickets printed. Now, meanwhile, you're frightening the gentlemen, so please calm down and try to contain yourselves.
All right. I've said all I've had to say to her. And I'll tell you something else. I wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole.
You know, you want to be careful what you say, Elsie Tanner. Your tongue will get you into trouble one of these days.
Elsie Flaming Tanner.
Hello, Mrs. Ogden. You look busy.
Oh, hello, Hilda.
Hey, you've just missed the rag and bone man. He was round about half an hour since.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm desolate.
Well, I didn't know whether you'd anything to give him, you see. I said to him, I don't know if Mr. Barlow's got anything for you, I said.
Did you?
Yeah, I give him some of Stan's old string vests, you know. Well, they're not fit for anything, and I'm glad to get rid of them.
Well, if you'll excuse me, Hilda.
For a pint of milk. You know, I reckon it's disgusting. When I were your age, we could damn near bought a cow for that.
Oh, afternoon, Mr. Taplock.
Is it? I haven't noticed. 2 bob for a pint of milk.
Oh, eh? Just like old times at your Kenneth, isn't it?
What?
I'm saying it'll be just like old times at number 11, having a woman about the place. Be like getting a new niece-in-law for you, won't it?
What are you talking about?
Well, like Wendy Nightingale moving in with your Ken. Of course, when I say a new niece-in-law, I know I'm being a bit previous, what with Ken still being married and her being married and all, but, well, folk don't seem to bother so much about that nowadays, do they?
You'd cause bother an empty house, you would.
What do you mean? I'm no troublemaker.
We've been making it up just recently. First you get Elsie and Gail in it, and now you've started on poor old Albert.
I was only chatting about Ken and his lady friend. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, you could tell it was the first he'd heard of it.
Well, I wasn't to know that, was I? Any road. You have to find out sooner or later, haven't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, gather, come along here. Now, you have just seen me escape, not only from a sack tied up with knots that would hold the Queen Mary, but also from a pair of regulation handcuffs and other instruments of bondage. What am I, human, sir? Am I a magician? Do I have secret powers? No. I'm an ordinary working man, just like any of you. And what I have done, so can any of you that has the knack. So, I tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to offer each and every one of you £5. You can escape the same as what I have done. So, who's going to be the first taker?
It's a double.
Well, get in there, then.
He wouldn't have me.
Well, he can hardly refuse it from this lot, can he? Go on.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
I wasn't sure.
Right, well, get in there, then.
Right, Wally.
Hey,
you're on.
Stand me, old pal. I knew you would. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Stanley Ogden. The stuff of what heroes is made of. Give him a big hand again.
Hey, no family, no family. Raymond Langton, District Organiser for the Spanish Inquisition at your service.
Come on, then, lads.
I am ready. Out of it! Come on! Jump out of it! Come on, Stan. Ready it now.
Come on, Mr.
Come on, get out of that, lad. You'll get out then. Jump out of it. Come on, lad.
Hey, no, hush up a minute. Are you all right in there?
Please!
Oh, he is suffocating. Get him out. Look, don't just stand there. Get him out. Come on, hurry up.
Hurry up.
Oh, Stan. Are you all right, Sean?
Oh, wouldn't have been a few minutes time. What am I going to do? Can't get out.
Well, we can see that, can't we? Here, where's Mad Alec gone?
Wally, last time I saw him, he was going in there.
Right, now you stay just where you are. Hey, up. Hey, where's Wally?
Oh, that little fella that was here a minute ago, 3 parts cut.
Yeah, where is he?
Well, I don't know. It's a good question. He was here 5 minutes ago.
Where is he?
He's only gone and disappeared, hasn't he?
He'll be a gent.
What do you want him for? It's not Stan, is it? He can't get out, can he?
Not exactly, no. He could have got out, only, well, while he were in the sack, he got to thinking. I mean, after all, Wally is a pal of his, and, well, I mean to say, you don't go getting £5 off your pals, do you?
No, of course you don't, Hilda. And of course you knew what Stan was thinking.
Well, naturally. I mean, we're psychotic, being husband and wife.
You must be.
There's no sign of him in gents. You didn't see him go then?
No, I just ignored him. And you know what they say, if you ignore something long enough, it just goes away.
Oh, where is he? Where is he?
Well, he's only disappeared in a cloud of blue smoke, hasn't he? Oh, you get me in some right pickles, you do.
What about me?
Here,
I got out of Mortimer too.
Oh, well, you was only 9 stone wet through then, weren't you? Look at you now, you great flabby article.
Oh, get me home, for heaven's sake.
I'll do no such thing. You're stopping there until Harry Houdini shows up. Well, I'm not having you in our house. You make disgusting noises enough as it is without...